It's a pity that in South Africa there is no law. There is no law because South African government cannot be able to control taxi drivers, taxi association. Why? Because we don't have a president. We don't have a president who can stand and talk to the taxi drivers or make a law that will bind taxi drivers to follow. So these things makes taxi drivers to be bossy, as if taxi drivers, they are the ones who control the whole world, like they are the ones who are controlling us and everyone here in South Africa. Why? Because we don't have a president who can stand and talk and give a rule, a principle, make a law that will bind taxi owners, taxi industry. Since taxi owners and the taxi drivers, they have been bullying South Africans since, but because there is no law in South Africa, so there is no president who can tell them what to do, because there is too much freedom in South Africa, and this freedom is the freedom to destroy other people's lives. I want to give you an example, my good people. One day, I took people from town. They asked a lift. I took them from town. And then when I reach, I'm talking about inside the Limpopo. Immediately, when I arrived in a place called Ngwamitwa in Zanin, so the taxi drivers, they gathered around the car that I was driving. So one of them came and opened my left-hand side door and entered inside. Those people, they escorted me to Ngwamitwa inside their taxi yard, and it was evening. Then they said that I'm arrested. They are taking the car. Those people at that moment, they asked me how much I have, and then I gave them the money which I had at that moment. They took a keys. They took keys from me, and then they closed for a car. They say, if you don't give us 2,500, we're not going to give you this car. Imagine the people that I took them from town. You understand? Town. They were just hiking. But now I'm blocked when I reach Ngwamitwa site, when I was delivering people. And I was so surprised that how did those people saw me, because it was evening. So, and how did they know me that I carry passengers? So I delivered 2 or 3 people, and then now they surrounded me, and then they took me to their there at the 4-way to Ngwamitwa. They took me in their offices, and then they locked the car. They say, when I was walking, I walked, and then after some time, I saw them coming from behind me. Then they returned with me, and then they said, how much do you have? I showed them the money that I had. Those people, the passengers, they paid me, and then they took the money. They gave me keys and the car. All right. The very same thing happened to me again. When I reached, it was the other day, when I reached Zumeri. There is a guy who has golds in his teeth at Zumeri. four-way there. So immediately I arrived there, they were making flates like, they make flates, and then in the road they stopped me. And then the people that I had, I took them around the farms there. So they stopped me. They said, you are arrested. If you don't give us money, like 2,500, this car is arrested. So we are taking you. So I said, I don't have money. So they say, I know you have to make a plan. You must call your boss, or you must call anyone, or Mashoni side, anyone. Otherwise, we are taking this car. Until I said to them, I only have 500. They said, bring that money. Then I transferred them that 500. They took my money, and then that's where I left. And then the other day again, these things happened to me in Tsanin. In Tsanin, I was in a hiking spot. I took people. Then they called the people in the taxi rank in Namahale. And then those people, when they see me coming, then they close the road. They said, if you don't give us money, we are taking this car. Then there was a lot of argument there. We had a lot of argument. I was having only 500. They say, give us that money, that 500. I gave them, and then they let me go. The other day when I was passing through that place, the other guy took a stone. Before that day, he took a stone and he hit the car. And the car that I was driving on that day, it was a work car. So the other day I went to open a case in police station, and then when I arrived there, I asked to see a commissioner. So the commissioner was not there, so I couldn't open the case. But why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I don't understand why a taxi industry, now their powers is the power to control other people. Taxi drivers, they are not minding their own business, their own taxes. Now, because they are gods, because they are presidents, they are bosses. So now, if you have a car, your own car that you bought with your own money, when you have your own car that you bought with your own money, the car which you put petrol yourself, you cannot lift another person. Whether that person is your friend or whoever, you cannot lift a person. You cannot give any lift to any person. Why? Because there is bossy people. You know, taxi drivers, they live like thugs. So, it's a real problem here in South Africa because there is no law here. No law. Even by the time Fikile Mbalula was a minister of transport, there was always war. Every now and then, taxi war, taxi war. Why? Because taxi drivers are bossy. Bossy. They don't want to listen to anyone. They just want to control any person who has any car. If you have your own car, they don't want you to lift any person. I don't know what kind of a law is that taxi drivers, they control other people's cars, not their own taxi, not their own taxi ranks. Whoever have a car, you will be controlled by the taxi drivers. So it's a pity that when we buy cars, we buy car to be controlled by taxi drivers here in South Africa. So taxi drivers, they own my car. They own our cars here in South Africa.